between who gets to level, who finds Zelda first, who finds Ganon. Do we dig for silvers in 9? So as our racers get started here, we will see how many of those decisions will affect the outcome tonight.
Yep, and special treat here. Both of our participants play as Princess Zelda. Saver with his traditional cotton candy colors. Angel with Zelda looking like she's on her way to her wedding.
Yep, so
but you're absolutely right about the skill thing. I mean, at this point, it's not about players making bad plays. It's about someone making a more good play than the other one.
Yep. Could be one player or another. So immediately our runners find level 9 at the Vanilla 3 location, which, you know, it's not what you want to see maybe right off the bat, but having that knowledge will at least get you to the point where once you are in go mode, you know that's where you need to head immediately. So both of our runners also picked up a bomb pack on the overworld right on that screen outside of 3. So that's a very fortunate starting bomb pack to have. You always like to have ammunition just while you're exploring and digging through caves.
Yeah, getting the bomb drop on that first enemy is pretty crucial because, like I said, you know, there's a couple of spots you're gonna want to check in your overworld routing early to try to rule some things out where you're going to need bombs, and without that, you're in trouble.
Yep, so Angel FM taking a death there on the overworld just east of Vanilla level 1. We find Vanilla level 2 here, I believe up at the level 6. One thing to note is that on Angel FM's side, it is a little difficult to figure out, you know, how many hearts they have left because they're using the white or the very, very light blue color.
Yeah, that light blue is tough, for sure.
I'm getting too old for this stuff.
I just have to like tilt my screen in the most impossible way, but Yep, staircase in level 2 and a recorder. Are we in second quest here?
Ooh. Looks like it. So we know that level 2 is segmented at least once. So the recorder's a nice early find there for CrystalSaver. Definitely a useful transportation item to begin with, but also necessary to reach the Vanilla level 7 location. So we'll be happy to have that and not dig around for it later. We have seen that search take quite a long time in other matches.
Yeah, there's, you know, with the dungeons being in, you know, vanilla cave locations, at least maybe not in their own, it really starts to illustrate just how, you know, quote unquote trolly of a seed the vanilla game is. Needing the raft, needing the recorder, you know, all these others, you know, all these, you know, special requirements. Angel, over in level 8 now, which was at the level 1 vanilla spot, has a chance if they can pull these out to find, you know, this is an opportunity for 3 items early in the game.
Yep, but with the low health and not great combat options to begin with, it can be a little dicey there. You're low on keys, you're low on bombs, you don't have really much health to speak of, so especially when you run into Dark Nuts right off the bat. There we see the second item in level 2 for CrystalSaver, and that is the red candle. So CrystalSaver picks that up. Nice awesome. Repeatable damage.
Yeah, awesome item to have at this stage in the game, especially with these land moli here. Saver employing one of his famous strats of pausing, as Angel picks up the wand in level 8. That's a good find.
We've got about a miniature version of level 2 in itself on the map on CrystalSaver's side, and then since we know it's segmented, it's got a little island up on the top right, but we do see that mooch.
Yeah, nice little callback to the actual level 2. So Saver at this point, having found both the items in 2, is just looking for the Triforce at this point, and there's something to be said, like, some of the best runners just tend to have like this sixth sense about seeking out the Triforce, and there he doesn't get the Triforce, but he did get the compass.
I think the seventh sense might actually be the compass. Just make it a little bit easier. So we see another item here in level 8. We found the wand, we have a heart container, and now we are looking for one more item and the Triforce in 8. So if you can get a quick clear of level 8, not a bad option, as we see CrystalSaver gets ladder blocked over here in this room, but I think does have another way to get into that eastern side of the level 2 moon.
looks like he's going to go check the Armos item first, see if the Armos item is over here. If that's the ladder, for example, that solves all of his problems, his current ones at least.
Yep, and this is effectively a free item, but oh, we find that it is not here. This is the the small secret.
Okay. Again, knowledge. He now knows exactly where the Armos item will be. It will be at the one in the forest that gives you the small secret normally.
Yep, Angel gets that information at about the same time and takes a staircase, is about to find 9 rupees. Probably a little disappointed by that.
He may have enough now to purchase a candle, but if he has the same type of success that Saver did here in this level 2, that is going to be a non-issue. And with that wand, I suspect he will.
And money comes into play in a very interesting way in these seeds. An early arrow purchase could make all of the difference for you. If you find that bow early, you find dungeons with Pole's voices in them. We've definitely seen that on more than one occasion in this tournament. CrystalSaver there forces a bomb drop from those Octoroks. A really good move over there, especially when you're managing your bomb economy. And finds level 4 up here in the Spectacle Rock location.
Yeah, and immediately a staircase, and in it, proof, confirmation of the segment that we know about.
Yep, so there's the Triforce there, right on the floor, pretty easy. You don't want to dig around too long if you don't have to, but we still have 2 items in here. There's the map for level 4.
That's an interesting level 4, yeah. You go ahead and pick up that Triforce because there's no reason to come back down to that segment again.
So we do see some information over here. Oh, there's the Triforce, and unless there's another way to get to that Triforce, it is... Well, no, in any case, it's still ladder.
Yeah, that's ladder block there.
So that Chevy room, doing its worst. And I will remind you that you rolled this seed, so this is your fault.
I did. I'm glad to have confirmation early on that the ladder is a required item, so that nobody tries to get too crazy with a ladderless run. Angel making the most out of the wand's crazy hitbox. I mean, it can reach enemies in some pretty strange spots compared to where it looks like you're firing it. You might even say it seems to have an invisible touch.
Incredible. So at this point, CrystalSaver does have the Triforce in level 2, and so does know has the compass in level 2 and knows where the Triforce is. So Angel, where they might otherwise have an advantage by having that ranged attack weapon from the wand, they are on the same playing field as we find the large secret right above the coast at 68 rupees.
Ugh.
So, yeah.
Glad you don't have to buy a candle.
It could be worse. Yeah, absolutely. So where money comes into play with the seeds, definitely, when you get your bow and especially the silvers at the end of the game, you got to be watching your rupee count. But even before then, you could find a bait block that's necessary. If either of the runners decide for extra armor that they'll want to buy the blue ring, it's unlikely at this level, but still definitely possible. And we find a heart container as our Armos item there in the forest.
How inspiring. But yeah, I get the feeling that most likely, I'd say once the candle is a non-issue, the item that runners are wanting to spend their money on the most is probably bomb upgrades. You'd rather spend it on something that increases your output rather than something that you have to have just because you can't get through any other way. Or keys.
Absolutely. So, all the runners hoping for the any key. If you're playing this game, you're hoping to find it early on, but it all depends on the luck and where these items are coming from. There's a Goma over on CrystalSaver's side, so not doing any good for him right now. We definitely need the bow and arrows to get through.
Yeah. Level 7 is a tough one to find low on bombs and no ladder. Getting the map helps, obviously, but level 7 notorious for rivers and unbombable walls that you should have, by all means, be able to get through.
Yeah, this is already pretty nasty. We've got a ladder block, we've got a ladder and a Goma block, we've got just one-off bombable walls, hope. Just really not pleasant.
And as glad as Saber was to see that key drop, he knew immediately that meant there was no staircase in this room.
There is one in the next room, so we'll see. Is this a transport staircase? It is an item, and it is the white sword.
Hey, not a bad find. Probably erases any chance that we're going to be making a play for the magical sword later on, although he does still need the Triforce out of the level 2 over there by the grave. Maybe if he comes to that last, there's a chance, but beyond that, I suspect that probably ends the magical sword, any magical sword play he would be making.
Yeah, I'd be very surprised to see CrystalSaver heading up there to check the magical sword, but stranger things have happened, so I'm not counting it. Nice, lots of key drops in here so far. I think that's number 2 or 3. And here's the other item in level 7. We found a heart container, which means we are looking for the Triforce, and then we do not have to come back.
Yeah, that's huge. Finding all the items in a large dungeon like this that can have multiple twists and turns, definitely a big plus, especially for Saber, who I know hates digging out items. Especially at a level 7, not his place.
Most definitely. So we're looking for the compass. We're looking for the Triforce at this point. We are not looking for that blue Goma nor $5 on the.
Now Saber taking some frustrations out on this old man, looking to build up his consecutive kill count so that he can get some more bombs. It's little things like that he does better than just about anybody. He's already forced 1 bomb drop on the overworld that I saw. Just quality stuff.
Yep, and there's something to be said for catharsis in terms of beating up the old man.
You're not
so there's
wrong.
Angel picking up the heart container, has found the Armos item, and is going to progress through the rest of the dungeon. So that's one thing off their mind, which is good for making progress, but also definitely not the item you want to see. And in level 8, vanilla location, we find level 1. Also 3 items, but a little bit easier to dig through.
And immediately the ladder in like the very first room. That's huge. And I'm wondering if Angel will. Oh yeah, he's gonna immediately leaving to check the coast item. Both runners can pick up the white sword item now. I'm wondering, when in their progression they're gonna make that play. Ooh, and that's a big one on the coast.
Definitely ladder required. We knew that for the level 2 Triforce, but especially making that play right off the bat. If you know there's a possibility that an important item is still there, you want to make that play, I think, as early as you can, because that knowledge can also make a difference when you are running around at the end of the game.
Yeah. I mean, you could have left that alone and still been trying to dig out the raft somewhere, when you're over on the other side of the world. Having the ladder pick up right, as geographically close to the coast item as possible is a big one for Angel, who then goes to buy a key because they really want to try to dig out this level 1 and had no keys.
Yeah, but we are seeing some of these pretty standard strats from CrystalSaver, who has just found the Triforce in level 7, or the compass in level 7, and will be on their way to the Triforce. But we see these pause strats being employed to basically perfect the frames that you're on. And we find another item in level 1. It is a heart container. So each of the runners employing their own strategies to get through these levels. It's just a matter of who digs faster.
Yeah, and Saber is one of the few people who opts, instead of using the select button to swap items, to keep it in its natural state of pausing the game. Now, for his sake, I hope the Triforce is in the middle of the floor, and it is.
Yep, and there's the Triforce on Angel's side as well, in level 1, but still digging for that third item.
Yeah. Got the ladder and was the staircase item heart container? Was that what that other one was?
Yep, it was.
Okay. I am notorious for assuming I know what items a runner has and hasn't picked up.
I'll tell you what,
hello,
I've
Dig
done.
Dogger.
I've done that enough times while tracking. I don't think I have an excuse for it at this point.
Very useful compass there for Angel. And Saver is going to be pleased with the ladder pickup.
Yep. Also knows that Triforce is ladder blocked in level 2 and will hopefully be going over to find the coast item that does grant them access to vanilla level. So we know level 4 will be 3, 5, or 6, and Angel finds and I believe retrieves the magical boomerang on the floor in the...
No, left it lying there. Confirmed Saver the winner of this race. As Angel FM leaves the one true nanner on the floor.
As commentary removes their bias. No. So Angel there, getting the Triforce out of 1, and I'm sure is happy to have seen all 3 items. Again, it's not the worst, certainly, if you don't have to spend the extra time in those rooms. It's a good call. So CrystalSaver is about to pick up this heart container from 1 as well. Both runners at this point guaranteed to pick up the white sword item. It is shuffled, the number of hearts that are needed in order to retrieve that item from the old man, but both of them in good shape at 6 hearts, and now they're at 7 apiece.
Yep. And Angel, in his extraction of level 7, is going to have a tool that Saber did not have, namely the ladder. There were...
Yep, so level 7 actually was a full clear from CrystalSaver as well, so the ladder shouldn't make too much of a difference except for maybe key pick. But CrystalSaver was able to find both items out of 7 and the Triforce, which is good news.
Yeah, he never could get across that river one screen up, but to his credit, never had to.
Now we could see this make a slight difference for Angel as well, as CrystalSaver heads over to the coast to pick up his raft as well. It's a bit more of a distraction, I think, to have the ability to cross those extra rooms, because maybe you're assuming that those are going to take you somewhere, and especially in level 7, you don't want to waste any time.
Yeah. Well, good news is he's about to find Angel's about to find the Triforce. Question then becomes whether or not that's cue to leave level 7, and you'd be missing out on the white sword, which is a good item, but not a dungeon progression item. Although he is going back in.
Yep, but the white sword and the wand, doing 4 hits of damage at a time, not a bad gig.
Yeah.
So CrystalSaver, I believe, is about to go check out the vanilla blue candle and or screen scroll over to the level 5 location.
See what dungeon awaits us here, as we now have access to all the dungeons for both runners. And it's boring old level 5.
Pepto-Bismol 5, so we are looking for 2 items and a Triforce, and CrystalSaver, I'm sure, hoping for some good luck. At this point, the bow and the silvers are still at large. Also some quality of life items, the red ring, the any key, the book, depending on your quality of life.
And a bucket of blue wizrobes, but we found those now. Man, this level 5's got some nasty combat in it. Everybody loves fighting blue wizrobes and Pole's voice in a room with 2 bubbles.
Nothing like a good old bubble room to really keep you on the edge.
Yeah, it has its ups and downs though, because with the bubble comes assurance that the enemies in this room are not going to respawn.
Yep, and we do get some ups and downs here, since there are some ladders underneath this staircase that exists there. So even better, an added bonus, we find the book and we want to pick that up, says CrystalSaver. So opts to pass on that, picks up a key, and heads past these Pole's voices.
Yeah. level 5 tends to be a little bit key positive. I can't explain why. I just know that it does. And Saver with the Triforce grab. Let's see if he re-enters or makes a play for the white sword item. White sword item.
It looks like that's the play.
I mean, the odds of it being something useful are higher than usual. I mean, we've still got some good ones out there, but it's a heart container.
Yep, so
Now,
CrystalSaver, it looks like, has passed on both items in 5. Did I see that correct?
well, he found the book, did not find the floor item.
Okay, so there's a second item.
And so, but with that play, definitely appears that his hope is that he's not going to have to go back up there. And I can totally get that. You found one of the items, you found the Triforce, all that's left is the floor item, which may or may not require you killing every enemy in every room to locate it. Especially when level 8 is still at large, which he is now entered.
Yep, so I think I have marked down we've got definitely the wand in level 8 and a heart container. I think unless I'm mistaken, we have one more item.
Yeah, we did not discover everything in level 8. I know that for sure.
It's a nice fairy drop, and Angel FM still digging through level 7 here.
Yeah, he's really fixated on this room with these Lamullas, and they keep doing him in because he's only got those 3 hearts, so that's 2 hits from those guys.
Yep, so another heart container. This is the one that we found earlier in level 8 on Angel. 2 more items in here, including the wand and the Triforce, still hanging out somewhere.
And the wand pickup definitely snuck up on me, so I'm assuming it was on the floor.
Floor item,
somewhere.
top left in one of the rooms. So okay. I think it's maybe not an item spot that I'm normally looking at. So pretty easy to miss unless you're staring straight at it.
Angel FM trying a different room. Coming away with the white sword.
Yep, and there's the wand drop.
Okay.
So mobility-wise, we've got a little bit more to do in here on CrystalSaver side in level 8. We'll see what else we can. Also, it's 5 bombs, so probably is feeling pretty comfortable about that. We've got Dark Nuts in the dungeon too, so if we need to force them, it's definitely more possible than it might otherwise be. But we'll see what circumstances are presented here. Gets a bomb pack there. Good luck.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're looking to, if you're wanting to be able to get bombs in a dungeon, Dark Nuts might be your preferred dungeon's enemy set. Just over dealing with, there's no red wizrobes aren't a problem, but that means that if that means the blues are there, and huge item find for Saver in level 8.
Very nice. So that is a big advantage for CrystalSaver at this point. Both runners definitely neck and neck at this point, but Angela FM opted out of level 8 in the first run through here. I believe out of necessity, unless I'm mistaken, but
yeah,
really great there.
Unfortunately, the issue may have been that he didn't have any keys.
Ooh, the irony is strong and painful.
Yeah. So that's really the first. I mean, I guess Angel had the combat advantage for a while with the wand, and then had a little bit of time with the ladder that Saber didn't. But this is a dungeon that Angel's already been in, that unable to find that item. Who knows when the return will be? So this could be a lot of time that Saber has to freely explore all these dungeons without worrying about key situations, uh, um, where Angel might be worried about. Although with 6 keys right now, not a big problem.
Yeah, probably is feeling pretty good about that too. Especially, you've gotten some of the dungeons out of the way. Level 1 especially tends to be one that requires a few more keys, or at least it feels like it. So
Oh
having
yeah.
completed the Triforce pickup out of that, maybe not too worried about keys at this point.
Yeah, your big key sinks typically are going to be 1, possibly 8, and then level 9. Those seem to be where you find the bulk of your key doors, and then level 6 just because everything about it's terrible.
Yeah, if you can head into level 9 with the any key, you're probably feeling pretty alright at that point. Especially if you find lucky spawns for enemies that drop bombs. Especially, you'll be able to, as a really high caliber player, force those bomb drops, and then you're effectively generating your own resources.
Yeah, and the good thing about having my favorite thing about the any key is that it takes, one of those decisions out of the equation where you're trying to figure out if you're low on keys and low on bombs, and you're trying to decide whether you should take a key door or try to bomb a wall open. That's something you don't have to worry about anymore.
Yep, absolutely. And another thing is if you run into a mugger room, like Angel just did, it wasn't a key mugger room, but you can just get a little bit of it's more of that catharsis where you can give them any number of keys and it presents no penalty.
Yeah, the any key mugger room cheese is one of my favorite things about the randomizer. Because it's usually a pretty absurd number he's asking for, like 4. Which, I mean, I usually don't have 4 keys I'm willing to spare, and look at that level 8 map on Saber's side. I mean, I get that we've seen level 7, and that this is kind of like the negative space of level 7, but man, that is interesting.
Interesting is definitely an adjective.
I tried to brush up on my Mad Libs before I came in here, so that we wouldn't have that issue.
It's very linear, actually. It looks like you've pretty much got one path for a lot of that.
Yeah. Which I guess if you have the any key and the bombs you need, it's not an issue unless someone like Gomer, pokes their ugly head around.
Yep. Ooh, we've got a pretty nasty Blue Lagoon equivalent here in level 8. Just a bunch of blue darknuts running around. And it's a shutter door on the other side, so you are going to have to defeat them. Unless you can make
Saber's gonna hope for this bomb wall.
Hand gets it. So let's hope this isn't the Triforce room.
Or let's hope it, I guess it's all in perspective.
For the sake of entertainment.
Yeah, we're speaking from Saber's point of view. Oh, now I know what room I want the Triforce to be in.
Yep. And the old man or the whatever was asking there, don't you have anything vegan? I mean, we could have some vegan options there for our bait block this time.
Meanwhile, Angel FM doing much more extensive work on level 5 than Saber did. Not really coming away with any benefit yet, and now opening that bomb hole that Saber seemed to manage to get open without doing anything, and at least now can get over to where the Triforce is, if nothing else. Yes!
Oh no!
Yes! There it is!
Oh no!
The bait block Triforce.
Ask
Unfortunately,
and you shall
Saber
receive.
knows. Saber knows, so it's not, It's not a thing. If he had gotten the compass before walking up there, that would have been the true joy.
Oh, that is brutal. You know what? You're right though. The time suboptimal, but still, that is rude.
We need more bait blocks.
Absolutely. I think that's the first one I've seen in this tournament so far. I might have missed one before where the Triforce was actually located behind it directly. Not in this shop.
Yeah, I mean, again, talking about the trolliness, quote unquote, of the vanilla seed, that's another thing you have to deal with, as Angel puts in all the work to clear out that nasty Wizrobe room to make the same discovery that Saber did. All that's there is the book.
Yep, one room below the Triforce there. So now we know that level 3 is located at vanilla level 7 location. So that's the last dungeon that, besides this level 6, we really haven't seen any of.
Angel checking out one more room just in case, and actually finds the bomb upgrade. Was 59 rupees short of making that purchase. 120 is a big ask, especially in this seed where money isn't exactly growing on trees.
Yep, but you know what appears to be growing on floors is the silver arrows on CrystalSaver's side on the floor in level 6, and then immediately finds the wooden boomerang as a second item in 6, which means we just need the Triforce out of 6 here, and then we can get out of this.
Yep, and unfortunately, I want to say that's bad news for Angel. I don't know enough about Angel's playing style, but Saver in Go mode style play is one of the absolute best. I mean, when the objective is just to clear as many rooms as possible, and rule out all the possibilities other than the one you're looking for, he's about as good as it gets.
And we do see Angel about to make the same play, is in level 6 now, so that's very good news for Angel. The difference here, we know that CrystalSaver has the any key, and Angel is limited, but it has 9 keys, so it's probably, again, not too worried about that. So there's the silvers on Angel's side. Good news, we're just looking for the bow at this point. It could be in level 3. Looks like it could also potentially be in level 4. There's the wooden boomerang, and Angel says already has the magical boomerang, so there's your boomerang needs for the day.
Yeah, not gonna get a lot of play from that, for sure. But I want to give shout out though to our tracker, Lord of the Synth, who is also handling the restream duties for this race, for seeing that silver drop in level 7 while we were busy waxing poetic about something else.
Yeah, and I think Lord of the Synth definitely needed some more to do tonight, so maybe we'll just put him on comms to, whatever. You got some free time, you're just restreaming and doing tracking, it's not too much, right? So we are headed into the other part of level 6 here, still on a wild goose chase for this.
There's certainly no shortage of red Lionels in level 6.
It's nice for health refills, though. So if you need.
Oh yeah. I mean, these guys have the more than enough ammunition to handle those guys, and they have the ammunition to handle these Pulse Voice as well, but just missing a crucial part of the equation.
Yep, that bow is really the last item we're looking for here. Both runners on a pretty even playing field, but they have the same number of Triforces, that the only difference really is the any key on CrystalSaver's side and a little bit more money.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, Saver's exploration of level 8 has been much more thorough than Angel's, so he's either got to do a little bit of catching up or make a gutsy play that hopefully pays off.
Yep, and we know.
I'm not saying that's required to win. Just if in order to level things back up before we get to 9. because
Yep.
I get a feeling these two will be in 9 within a few minutes of each other with the way this is going currently.
I think that's absolutely correct. Now, another big difference is that CrystalSaver does know that the Triforce is bait blocked. I think in level 8, if I'm
Oh
not.
yeah.
That is a pretty big deal, and there's the bait and some cheap bombs. So if you really need 3 rupees, not too bad.
Oh yeah, for anyone, no names in particular coming in, joining us late, we do have the most diabolical bait block Triforce in level 8 that is
It's rude.
humanly possible. I mean, the shape of level 8 is awful, and the Triforce placement is just c'est magnifique.
You need to do like a little chef's kiss thing with your fingers. Mwah. So we're headed into level 3. At the vanilla level 7 location. Basically, at this point, CrystalSaver's looking for the bow. Both players are looking for the bow and for the Triforce in here.
Yeah, and both of them are just really hoping that that's what they find. Early Triforce or Compass for Saver, not going to work in that direction for the time being, though.
Yep, so there's the Triforce for Angel in level 6. Probably happy to be out of there, and I think Angel did see both items out of 6. Oh, definitely got the silvers, and I think found the wooden boomerang as well, so.
Yeah. Yeah, it was very kind of level 6 to have those so neatly packed near each other, and then send both runners on a trek across the dungeon in search of the Triforce.
Do you think you can buy a bow for 5 rupees?
I know it. Angel's gonna need all that money for the bait, though, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think it was 103 was our total, and CrystalSaver had about 225.
Yeah, it was a pretty hefty bait price as Saver enters a staircase here and discovers the power bracelet. So if the bow is to be here in level 3, it is going to be a floor drop.
Yep, interestingly picks up the power bracelet. I guess it can make a difference if you are, you want to travel up to the level 6 location. We still have to get the Triforce out of 2, so that maybe was that forward-thinking play.
Yeah, that's about the extent of its usefulness probably at this point, especially with level 9 being so close to vanilla start. 20 seconds away, 20-something seconds away from vanilla start, or less than that when you're not picking up the sword first, I suppose. And Saver, finding the flamingo map of level 3.
I was gonna say a chocobo, but you know what? I'll take a flamingo as well. I guess that's a real bird, right?
I've heard rumor. I don't have a lot of physical evidence outside of lawn ornaments. That is a good map. However, the map of I'm telling you guys, Saver. If you haven't seen the map of level 8, when Saver goes in there, you're gonna love it.
That might be one of the most inconvenient, asinine things that I have seen this randomizer do. Of all the plays you don't want to have to make, that is perhaps the one.
Yeah.
And there's the triangle on CrystalSaver's side. So Angel FM finds the power bracelet, deliberates, and then decides to go.
Yep. Probably had that same thought, like, oh, this is an item I don't need, and then wait, I still need to get back over to level 2. That is down by the grave, and Saver now re-entering level 3 in search of that final item. Unfortunately, This room cannot drop anything, I'm pretty sure. But got to clear it in order to move down the map.
Yep, and now we know there's a bomb hole here, so good news for CrystalSaver, who picked up the map. Oh, and we have it on Angel's side.
Yes, everyone gets to see the bird.
Polls voices for days, so we're just everyone hoping that this is worth it. You don't like these rooms. The combat can take forever.
Oh.
There's the second item there, though, the heart container.
Well, you know, you're thinking how trolly is it that, you know, all these polls voice, you gotta kill all these guys in order to get the bow. Well, turns out you're not getting the bow. So, looks like Saver's gonna go ahead and negate that power bracelet pickup and pick up the Triforce in level 2. We've found both items in there already, so that part is not an issue.
Alright, so we are heading back into the ladder block to level 2 just to pick up the Triforce. And I think we still have one item in level 5, 2 items in level 4, and I guess those are our locations. We don't have anything. Well, it can't be in level 9.
Yeah. It can't be obstructed completely by a Goma.
Can't you just pick up the arrows and throw them at the Goma?
Yeah, I want to buy a javelin more than I want to buy a bow.
Do we call that throw mode?
And Angel made, I think it would behoove Angel to duck out of that very difficult combat room and go into the one where it's just bunnies. Hope for a clock. There it is. And then make the unfortunate discovery. So, Saver, immediately going back to level 4. There's so much, a lot of uncovered ground in level 4.
Yep. So we'll see some of that. Potentially, probably picking up the bow at some point. But yeah, wow, this is largely unexplored. So there's a ton of information in here we do not already have. Could be something like the red ring. Very well could be the bow. Could be some heart containers. It's hard to say.
Yeah, I'd forgotten how nice the level 4 shape was. I like it too. So, in this instance, we had Saver going and taking care of a Triforce situation first, and Angel going for the item dig first. And so we do find them both in level 4 simultaneously. Let's see who can make the correct play before the other one. There's the staircase and a heart container.
Alright, so that's both items in 4. We found a heart container on the floor. We found one in the staircase. So at this point, I guess we have to find the bow in level 5.
Okay. Did we find the other floor item Did we find the floor item in level 4?
I believe CrystalSaver did walk past it, and it was a heart container. It was one of the first rooms that you could explore after the initial block that prevented us from exploring further earlier.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll know for sure. I mean, we'll know for sure when he makes this play to open the staircase up. It was a very short expedition in level 4 earlier, due to a key block one way and a Triforce in the bottom section. And yeah, Saver nope and out. So appears as though you all are correct. I couldn't remember for sure, and there it is. Yeah. Okay. So both players make that pickup, and let's see what they do next.
Alright, so there's a level 5 play. 2 items still at large here, and I think we did have some pretty gnarly ladder blocks earlier, so we might be in good shape, but we'll have to see how Crystal is able to dig this out. And meanwhile, in Angel FM's side, headed back to the level 1 locations, we're up to Dungeon 8, where we still need the Triforce, and Angel FM is about to get some very unfortunate news.
Certainly has the possibility. Now, did we find the second staircase item in level 8?
Level 8.
Heart container?
Yep, heart container, any key, and the wand, and...
Okay.
Yep, we'll have to see what gets picked up here, but... Wow, yeah, no, this... the bait block, and there's the book on the floor in level 5 for CrystalSaver.
So Saver, now he just has to get back over to level 8 and finish it up. And there's your level 8 shape, folks.
Oof, yeah. Not any better the second time around.
Really not. And you start all the way on the other side. So, Angel, with the any key pickup, obviously had a good number of keys, but as is requisite for making that discovery.
Yeah, so pretty good trade-off there, but we know that Angel will have to duck out to go pick up the bait in order to get the Triforce.
Yep. It's like the evilness of this shape is in its simplicity. You know, you think of nasty, trolly dungeon shapes as being, 4 segments, that sort of stuff. But this one, just, nope. Here's a really long, winding path from one end down, across, and then back up. Enjoy. Also, there's a bait block.
Yep, and just like you said, starting on the other side of this map is just horrible. But yeah, another quick reminder there on Angel's side that we are still just on the regular green mail. So, well, white mail, I suppose, for Angel FM. No armor upgrades. We haven't found the red ring, and definitely I don't think either runner is about to purchase that blue ring. But here's that bait block on CrystalSaver's side.
A thing of beauty. Yeah, I mean, at this point, I'm, I get the feeling that Red Ring is in level 9.
Yeah, I think at this point you're on the money there. So we take down the Dig Dogger, and there's CrystalSaver's final 8th piece of the Triforce, and is prepared to go into level 9.
Yep. And just that knowledge gap is presenting itself now as Angel's digging out this level 8.
So here's an extra heart container from Monocle Rock. Absolutely, makes sense at this point. You want to go into level 9 with as much health as you possibly can, especially given that, you're not looking for items at that point. You are just going to defeat the boss and find the kidnapped. So rescue.
Yeah. Looks like Saber's going for the full clear. Saber does have a potion. Picked that up earlier, just south of vanilla level 1. So it's an interesting play by Saber, though. I mean, maybe he figures that he got go mode early, and therefore feels comfortable with this situation, and we might even see a Rue quarter happening. No, never mind. Just a plain recorder over to level 2.
So I'll be honest with you, I was not expecting this, but I guess we are getting a magical sword play.
Yeah, totally not what I envisioned happening here. Oh, and Angel trying to, rapidly, switch over to the potion, unable to do so in time.
Yep. And honestly, I think one of my favorite things about this game and how difficult it is to showcase is you can be one of the best players in the world, and this game is so unforgiving. It will kill you so readily that there is very little you can do to prepare for it except just practice, 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 and still you'll take damage.
Yeah, I mean, there was a famous seed in one of the earlier tournaments that the way I used to describe how bad it was, as opposed to trying to recall all the various things that were in it, all I just say is that Unos bought the blue ring, and that tells you you can be literally one of the 2 or 3 best Zelda players in the world and still have this game just knock you on your butt, to the point where you say, okay, I give in. Let's do this.
Absolutely. So we do find a Patra here. There was a staircase that CrystalSaver opted to pass by, but this Patra is required in order to open the shutter door. So hopefully, this is the way to go, so it makes that fight worth it, although CrystalSaver did take it down without too much of an issue. Angel FM fighting some of these land molas over on the right-hand side, and you can defeat one and leave the room and then re-enter, but both of them were pretty much at the same health at the same time. Angel FM, though, is still digging around in the center of level 8. I believe has found all 3 items in here, but it's just looking for that Triforce, and you never want it to be behind the bait block, but that's definitely some unfortunate news that Angel is going to get after continuing to dig this level.
Yeah, and at that point, we'll know. He should know. I'm pretty sure he should know at that point the bow, and knows already that the bow is in level 5. Just has to at that point clear out, go pick up that Triforce in 2, and then find the bow in 5, and then 2 can be on to level 9. But there's still a lot that has to happen before that. We are getting reports of a pig, and there he is, hanging out in his own room, the one and only Prince of Darkness, Ganon.
Yep, so with the magical sword, CrystalSaver is going to have a really easy time here. It takes 4 hits to take down the pig and gets the silver arrow shot. Not too difficult if you've already done the combat bit. So now is looking for Princess Zelda, or perhaps Link at this point, playing the Zelda sprite. So what we're looking for is a shutter door that, before all of the enemies in the room are defeated, does open. So,
or we're just looking for that.
It's right there.
Hey, you kill Ganon, go up. That's where the game ends, right?
Oh my goodness.
That's how it works.
Well done, CrystalSaver there, finishing, and finds Link in the room right next to Ganon.
official time on that one: 54 minutes 8 seconds. He even splits on time, guys. Um, we will see whether or not Saver wants to say anything about that one. Any event, we'll be moving on to the round of 16 to take on Redbird Grad.
Yep, so GG to CrystalSaver. What an excellent, excellent third game out of three against Angel FM. That's exactly the kind of seed that you want to see to do this kind of elimination because both of these players are incredible. And just those extra twists and turns that are thrown in there. Again, Liquid Husband running the seed, rolling the seed. It's your fault, basically, is what I'm saying.
It's probably what Saver's saying too, right?
Shall find out in a bit.
Uh, we do believe to be joined by CrystalSaver, perhaps after the completion of some technical situations. In the meantime, Angel has gone ahead and waved the white flag on this one. Uh, Given the circumstances, I cannot blame him. And so I know we're joined by theoretically by both runners. Saver, are you speaking to us now?
Hello.
And hey, so, Saver. I know we're joined by. I had to look away from my screen briefly. Angel was the forfeit upon discovery of where the Triforce was in level 8.
That was so rare.
That was awful.
It was kind of cool at the same time, but because you never ever see it. But in that case, wow, that far in, and you need it.
Yeah, I mean, we were, once we saw the map, I was like, okay, I know what room I want the Triforce to be in. Then we see the bait block, and I'm like, I really know what room I want the Triforce to be in.
And you got your wish.
And
Within a minute, you found the compass, and that was it. That was the last room you want to see that little blinking light in.
It was such a convoluted path to get there too.
yeah,
You
you
had to
start up.
teleport all the way to the very bottom and then go all the way to the very. Yeah. So how about that 9?
That was a nice evacuation, I guess, is the best way I know to put it. You get to Ganon in Ganon's room, and the kidnapped one room north. I mean, that should have been pretty easy to figure out, right?
I prepared with that magic sword. I wanted the 100% chance because I felt like I was a little bit ahead.
Okay.
And it
Oh
was
yeah,
pretty good point.
that was the question we had. The premonition and the decision that you made to pick up those hearts to go get the magical sword um, was definitely uh, it was definitely a talking point because to say, hey, this is time Angel's gaining back. But then remembered that we didn't have we had no defense and didn't know what enemy set we were going to see. So in hindsight, not a bad decision. Although you wound up being able to get the stun lock or get the hits on Ganon at least required to take him down.
At least I killed the Patra. That's something.
You did kill the Patra, uh, and it led you into a room that you couldn't get out of, right?
Right. Actually, the Patra room going down from that was the key, but going to left from that was not.
Yeah. Angel, I see you in the room. I you know I would apologize for that bait blocked level 8 Triforce, but it was at the same time it was kind of neat to see. Um, Certainly, you this race was very neck and neck for a good while until I think Saver went to level 8 later than you and was able to dig out the any key, which certainly helped his exploration a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, especially too since I went back to 7 because I was really desperate for keys at that point, and and then all of a sudden I get double-digit keys at that. And plus, also not digging the other item out of 5 really killed me.
Yeah. Well,
I left that second item as well. It was one of the last items that I found.
Yeah, I'm like, oh great, it's back in 5, and then that 8 is so far away with the bait block, and I took 2 really bad deaths, and that just really cost me a lot of time.
yeah, the Gleeok death's there, and yeah, you spent some time in level 7, like you said. Saver, in uncharacteristic fashion, actually found both of the items in level 7 fairly quickly, so you were able to get the Triforce. As once you had the Triforce, you knew you didn't have to worry about level 7 ever again.
Although I have a worry about level 1, which never crossed my mind. I actually left an item in 1, and I purposely left the item because I needed to go faster. But then when I was on my bow hunt, I completely forgot about 1.
Well, it was a very magical item, blue in nature.
But it will always come back.
I got nothing.
Okay. Really, though, an excellent series between you two. I think just this really shows, how close these brackets are matched up. So well done to both of you for making it this far, and GG's to you, CrystalSaver, for progressing to the round of the round of 16. Angel, though, absolutely, we saw the frustration in the sea. We all felt it, especially that ridiculous bait block in level 8. You had a pretty early combat advantage, though, so I imagine that finding the wand in level 8 right off the bat, probably feeling pretty good about it at that point. You like to generally, I think, find any kind of combat advantage as early as possible.
Oh, very much so. With like the bunnies being there too, like any little offense is great for them.
And usually I would suffer if I find the wand early because most people do select swap and they can easily go to the wand. Usually I'm on bombs and trying to find the bomb walls. And switching between the wand and back to bombs is like 5 to 6 seconds apiece. So if the wand's early in a seed, I usually lose.
Yeah, yeah, that was huge, and then so yeah, that it certainly helped. And then one of you got the white sword a lot sooner. Did Saber, was it you that got the white sword early?
It was kind of early.
Okay, may have been you then on that one. Uh, for the record, Saver, Redbird says he's taking notes in chat about the whole wand thing.
Oh, the wand thing with select swap versus pause? Yeah. It's a known fact. If you have select swap and it's an early wand, you will gain so much time versus me if I use my pause strats because of the item swapping. So take note of that, Redbird, if you want to cheat.
I guess
We do have a question in chat. What's the loser have to do this time between the two of you? And my answer is nothing because Redbird never did what you said he had to do last time.
Oh, called out. Yeah, Redbird, where is that damage list? I saw you streaming other things. Where's the damage list, man?
No one is safe from Saver in chat. We'll put it that way. Yeah, no, awesome job by both you guys. Seriously, I did not catch game 1, but I got to watch the back half of game 2, and it was fantastic. This one was great as well. Just ton of respect to you guys. I mean, as someone who bowed out in the round of 64, you guys are absolutely killing it, and I really appreciate both of you putting on a show for us. Saver, Angel, both of you, man, awesome job, guys.
Thanks. And I like to say one more thing if that's possible.
Fire away, man. You've won like a billion tournaments. Say what you want.
Follow Angel FM. I am
true.
serious. When I watched the past 2 VODs. Angel FM reminded me of like Unos or JSR. For me personally, I never heard of you, but when I saw your gameplay and your combat and your routing, holy crap, you're good, man. I was kind of hoping you would have moved on, but either way, definitely follow Angel FM if you want to see some good Zelda action.
I appreciate that, Saver. Really, I mean, I've played Z1R like by myself a lot, but
Yeah,
I've never entered a tournament before. Usually because I completely forget that. Oh, hey, I need to sign up by this time, and time
yeah.
passes. So, this time, I remember, got a shot, and really just even get to race you because really you're one of my favorite people to watch.
Oh, thanks.
Just even, yeah, I mean, just even be able to take a game off you. I mean, I expected to get stopped twice really quick.
And not with these flags, not with these settings. Anybody could win. And with your combat, you can plow through every.
Yeah, that was the only good part is its shapes. And I know you're not very well versed in that.
I'm actually a little bit better now that the map is early in the shapes. Before the map was just randomly placed, but now Fred has some kind of logic that before you start bombing, like the map has to be in place. And with that, it helped out my shapes navigation so much.
Okay, because I haven't played this in a while, so that's good to know from now on.
Yeah, I think especially in the early dungeons, there's, as he puts it so eloquently, minimal number of bomb walls required, whatever that may or may not
Whatever
mean
that
to you.
means. Either 50-50. 50 bomb walls or no bomb walls.
Basically, he's just saying, trust me, it's going to be kind of close. Just believe me. But yeah, um, I think watching these past few races and the rounds before, and those of us who had to compete against you in the group races as well, we can echo many of the sentiments that Saver had about you, Angel. Just a tremendous job, and you know, keep playing it offline if you, or by yourself if you like, but please, if you need someone to ping you 1,000 times the next tournament comes up, I think you've got some people willing to do that probably because we'd like to see you again.
Oh, trust me, I'm going to join again. I mean, my goal was just to even make top 32 this time, and I made it. It would have been nice to beat Saver, but hey, there's always next time.
There is.
There is, some people get second chances all the time. Redbird and Saver, here we are again. Last fall, we found ourselves in this situation as well. Although it was called the fall tournament, so it was probably in February by that point.
So my next
But yeah,
opponent is Redbird right now.
yes.
So if Redbird wins 2 matches, because he didn't complete the contract, he has to face Angel FM in the best of 3. That's what I hear. Co- Contract obligation.
Hey,
Fine print.
you guys want to throw down whatever agreement you want, as long as it's within the rules of the flag set. Uh, he says, "Dear God, no." Angel wins 2-0. No one's. That's. I have to work extra hard to put down Redbird because he does such a good job of it himself before I can even get there. But no, but seriously, I think that's a series that we're all looking forward to see who can make it into the quarterfinals. Um, and yeah, again, congratulations to both you guys. Saver, definitely looking forward to that one coming up, guys.
Thanks.
Well, Threech, that was nice and fast, all things considered. We may be getting in and out of here in an hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah, what a seed. Absolutely. And again, really well done to both of our runners tonight. Angel FM competing in his first tournament for Zelda 1 Randomizer makes it to the round of 32. That is no small feat. So again, really well done. Thank you so much for joining us in the tournament this year. We hope to see you again shortly, the next tournament that comes around, whenever you're able to play. It'd be really great to have you back. We're looking forward to it. Saber, looking forward to your next matchup against Redbird Grad in the round of 16. It is going to be cutthroat. It will be fast paced, and I'm sure you guys are going to come up with some ridiculous wager for whoever actually, well, wins or loses. I'm not really sure. So, from me, thank you all so much for joining us tonight. There's a lot of races happening on the Speed Gaming family networks, on the Randomania family of channels as well. So be sure to stick around. Give our runners a follow, Angel FM and CrystalSaver. Give my co-commentary, Liquid Husband, a follow. Follow Lord of the Synth. There's a ton of people to follow. It takes one click. It's not hard. Go out and do it. It's great. We appreciate you.
Indeed. And with that, I think we're going to say so long for now. We appreciate everyone who joined us. I'm not going to name every single one of you out because there were too many, and we very much appreciate you all being here. But from everyone at Randomania, Liquid Husband, Threech, we are here telling you how much we appreciated being with you, and we will see you again next time.